Hi, I'm Patricia Rosatello. Thanks for joining me on this lovely Friday afternoon. Um, Thank you so much for stopping by, and be sure to like, share, react to this. And because there's issues when I don't say it, gentlemen, sorry, grief face is taken. So today we are talking about how to find, oops, I have too many notes here. Just a moment. All right. Today we're going to take a brief look at the joint venture co-creation, co-promotion model. We're going to look at how to create an info product on the fly, or how to make it look like you're on the fly maybe, and how having the right joint venture partner can make it all work. Let's find the notes here. So, first off, what's an information product? Here's a few ways that people use info products. Use them as a lead magnet. So on your website, right? So somebody comes over to your website because you've told them you've got some great information for them. They opt in, they download your checklist or an ebook or maybe even a webinar that you've got, or a mini series that you've got in behind an opt-in. Maybe it's an add-on product. It could be for your sale, for your email list, for something you're selling. It could be added to somebody else's. That's always a good way to do it. It could be a book. A book is an information product. This and a book is a really, really great way to establish yourself as an authority, a celebrity, and an expert. It could be a podcast. It could be, live streaming like I'm doing here. It could be an ebook, a special report, a white paper. It could be a membership site. It could be a training course. It could be a coaching course, a marketing program. It could be some system of doing something. Okay. It could be a newsletter. That newsletter could be emailed, or it could be printed out and addressed and put postage on it, actually mailed into people's mailboxes. Let me tell you, this is one of the single most powerful ways of establishing real credibility is to print up newsletters and send them to your target market. Send them to key people in your target market, key prospects, people that you want to be able to get in front of. Okay, you send them a newsletter, like a 4-page self-mailer newsletter, 2 or 3 times. Then you call them and say, "Hey, this is Patricia Rosatello from whatever website, right? And I have a, whatever your proposal is that you want to, get them on the phone to talk about." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, I know you." Got real positive reviews from responses from people after I've sent them my newsletter for several months. Not as expensive as you'd think in the long run either. Okay. It could be recorded interviews. Interviews are something that I'm going to be doing here soon within a specific niche. And, it's an information product. You can use it to market yourself. You can come back and repurpose that information. So it's something that you do. Why would you want an info product? Okay, like I just said, you might use it to find new clients. You might use it to sell more product. You might use it to find a new partner. That may be your purpose. It may be a happy surprise that happens. You might use it to find vendors. You might sell it to make money. You might use it to grow your prospect list. You might use it to educate prospects. You might use it to move clients up the money ladder so that they're spending more and more with you. You might use it for client retention. And 2 ways you can do that, two purposes that you would, I guess 2 ways is good. 2 things that you might use it for is to protect your current clients from competition and to help you regain lost clients in like a comeback campaign of some kind. You might also use it in a referral program. Okay, Patricia, I sell widgets. Okay, I sell something. I sell staplers, right? Or I sell, phones. I'm not selling information. Why are you telling me to sell information? Well, okay, you don't actually sell, widgets, okay? Or stapler, whatever you sell, right? It could be something else. What you actually sell is the result that widget creates, okay? This thing keeps me organized, wherever you are, right? Yeah, this keeps me organized. It keeps me from going insane, okay? Yeah, so you're selling results, you're selling the feeling, you're selling the convenience that widget provides. This thing here is actually an iPhone. Yeah, little bitty old iPhone. But I keep it because I like the operating system. It's more intelligent, in my opinion, than the Android ones are. And yes, I have a couple Androids. These things just multiply, don't they? A lot of people have these gadgets for the status that it brings. Oh, I have an Apple. I'm special. Actually, people who have Apple products are more likely to be seeking status than those who use Android. Anyway, and there's 1,000 other things that your widget might do besides its ostensible purpose. Okay, this is supposed to be a communication device, right? It's supposed to be a smart phone. They're actually quite stupid, but they're getting a little better. Well, and we could look at a car as an example. Car's a transportation device, right? Well, I suppose when you go down the ladder of needs, yeah, it is. But if that's all it was, everybody would have the same damn car. We'd only have one color car. It might be black or it might be white, but it would just be a car, one color. But no, we've got a multitude of styles. We've got a multitude of models, makes, years, colors, accessories. Car's not just a transportation device. It expresses a lot about you, about the driver, about the owner. So how does this instant creation work? Well, you can do it on your own or you can do it with somebody. And it may or may not actually be instant. It kind of depends on what you create. But when you partner up with somebody who brings skills, knowledge, sometimes other resources, maybe a market to the table, you've taken what you can do, what you can create, and you've multiplied it. You only know so much. I mean, granted, you're probably still, going out and educating yourself and learning more, and you have to keep doing that because otherwise you lose your edge. But in order to be an expert, you also have to specialize. You have to specialize in something. And yet your clients probably need more information than just the bit that you have. So you find somebody else that has a specialty in something that's related, but not exactly the same. So you bring that person on and you say, we've got some synergy here. And you come up with an idea for a project and you sketched out and you create it. A good way to do it on the fly, well, it's not exactly on the fly, but to do a live training series. Okay, it's just one example. Okay, so you partner up with somebody and they do part of the training and you do part of the training. They do the part that they're expert at, you do the part that you're expert at. And together you've created a product that neither of you could have created on your own. You've co-authored a product. Now you can co-promote it, probably. It makes sense typically to have a co-promotion where you're both promoting it to your markets. And so now you've got a co-creation, co-promotion JV. Oops. Right. And, you know, when you've created a course of this sort, then you can have it promoted on your website, on their website, wherever it is, right? And it has a bit more longevity even than just a regular one-off promotion where you're promoting your stuff to their group and they're promoting their stuff to your group. This actually has longevity now. An interview is also an example. You can take an interview that you've done of somebody. Oftentimes they're higher up on the authority, credibility, expertise food chain than you are. That's not a requirement. Okay. You can interview somebody who's not been noticed yet, but has expertise or real skill in something that you know will be of great interest to your people. Okay. And then you take that interview. First off, you do it live. And like I said, I will be doing some live interviews here in the next few weeks, starting in the next few weeks. You do it live, you turn it into an event. That means you've got promotion around it. That means you've got some buzz going. It means you've got some excitement, you've got some nerves when you come to sit down to do your interview. Nerves is good. In the years where I was doing Equine Teleseminar, I learned very quickly that if I came into the interview and I was like, okay, then it wasn't going to be any good. I didn't have any energy. I had to be excited. I had to be nervous. I had to be just this borderline scared. Because then otherwise I didn't have the energy or something. It just kind of would fall flat. Okay, so first you do this live. Then you turn it into a product or a bonus to a product. You can repurpose it into articles, get it transcribed, put it on your blog, turn it into a book, strip the audio out, make it into a podcast, turn it into a lead generation bait, you know, something somebody has to opt in to get if it's really valuable. Or maybe a collection of, you know, interviews or, you know, that's along the same kind of track and that's valuable. You can turn it into a checklist. And there's, you know, like 150 other things that you can do with it. Point is, it doesn't take much to put together a 20 to 30 minute interview. Okay. You know, you ask them to talk about themselves for 5 or 10 minutes. You know, everybody's got a story. How did they become what they are now? Everybody has a story. Ask them to share that story. And then, you know, you ask them whatever, you know, questions are relevant to your niche or to your purpose. You know, if you're doing like a track of things, you might have some standard questions that you ask everybody and then come up with other questions as, you know, you're researching this individual. Or have your list, your people ask questions. That's always a good way to do it when you don't know what to ask. So if any of this resonates with you, come and join the Authority Blueprint group. I'll post that link here in just a minute. This weekend, we're going to have an exclusive in-depth training on this. At this point, it looks like it'll probably be on Sunday. But go over, join the group, and then you get a notification when it is. The training will be up for 24 hours in the group, so you can get to it, and then it will, like Disney says, go back into the vault. So come on over to the group, and we're going to have a great training on joint ventures. We'll look, let me look and see what we're going to cover. We're going to cover just we're going to cover 3 different types of joint ventures. This on-the-fly product creation, like we just got done talking. We'll talk a little bit about cross promos, and we'll talk about list buildings. So, thank you so much. It's been real, and I love you all. Bye-bye.